Dude, I'll be so honest, but guys in this generation is so weak.
Yeah.
If you want to succeed in this lifestyle, you can't be affected by your emotions. Full stop.
What's your name? Green! I got 100 on my dash, got 200 in my trunk. Name in the grab bags for my trunk. Like a rocker on the top of my binocular trunk.
He's got nothing to lose.
So what are your non-negotiables every day?
If I was to give you a 5 non-negotiable, if you want to progress in your fitness journey, where most people mess up isn't the training.
What do you think makes a good online coach and a great online coach?
It's not about how many clients you have at this moment or how many clients you close. It's about that's the best indicator, I would say. I want to share this mindset and this love and passion, look good, feel good with as many people as I can do in my lifetime, and that genuinely makes me happy.
I want you to be a bit more vulnerable here, yeah. When's the last time you cried, bro?
Sometimes you're like competing and like you're like a little bit tempted. Someone said, look, I think like let's level up together. I started taking juice, like come join me. I'll just and I was just like
Bro, I need to learn that from you.
but it still can be done. It's all in here, bro. All in your head.
Okay.
Hey guys, so welcome to the first episode of Leaders Unlocked. Today, joining here with me is Bryan Tan, or on social media goes by the name btfitness. So thank you for joining me today, Bryan.
Thank you for having me, Shavin.
First, to start off, I'll give a quick introduction about why I decided to start this podcast. So around a month ago, I was having a deep conversation with my coach, Nando, and as well as on a separate occasion with my friend's dad, who is very well-to-do in his own field. And they really enjoyed the conversations with me, and they suggested that I look into the podcast world. And I did a bit of researching. I do listen to a few podcasts with Diaries of a CEO and a few finance podcasts. And I sort of acquired an interest for the field. And so basically the concept of Leaders Unlocked, which is the name of the podcast again, is I believe that everyone has a story to tell. And I genuinely thrive and love engaging in these conversations and learning from everyone, because anyone, regardless of their age, their background, their skin color, etc., has a story to tell. And joining here with me today is BT Fitness, Bryan Tan, who really inspires the fitness community and has inspired me personally as well. And I've held off asking him a lot of questions when we've been working out the past couple of weeks, because I wanted you guys to hear it for the first time as well, but I wanted to hear it for the first time as well. So I guess to get things started with, Bryan, maybe give me a quick introduction about yourself.
Hi guys, I am Bryan. I am 27 years old, currently living in London from Malaysia. I am a lawyer and a full-time bodybuilder. So my real passion is in bodybuilding and helping people look good, feel good, and level up through my coaching service, Strategic Gains. And for me, I think I have always loved training and always loved fitness, but I want to take this to a whole new level and not only inspire a couple of people, but I want to inspire a large portion of people to be in the best shape, because I strongly believe no matter what field you're in, if you're in the corporate world, training and looking good and feeling good will only help you be a better individual, not only to yourself, but the people around you, to lift everyone else. So I created Strategic Gains so that I can see more people win.
So we'll get straight into it, Bryan.
Sure.
I believe that a large part of our personality in our adulthood is shaped during our childhood.
Yeah.
Not saying that these personality traits are fixed. Obviously, you can change them, but a large part of them are fixed, and is determined by your household dynamics, your social circle, the school that you go to, the neighborhood that you live in, and your personal interests, etc. Who you are today is BT Fitness, and you have all these goals. You're a bodybuilder. You're also a full-time corporate lawyer. I generally don't know how you balance all these things, but I'm gonna get into it later. Tell me about who BT was growing up. What was your story growing up? What was your childhood like?
I think I was just a normal kid, to be honest. One that's positive. I think growing up, I always enjoyed doing something in my life that had some sort of energy. So I was always in sports, always into like singing and performing in a band. I wanted something that gave me a dopamine hit. And I think that's what got me into bodybuilding ultimately. And something where I can put in a lot of passion, a lot of discipline and consistency. Something where you'll reap the benefits out of the effort you put in. Growing up too, in terms of education, I don't think I ever actually studied until like A levels, like GCSEs A levels. I was always that happy-go-lucky kid that just enjoyed life and was just super happy, just wanted to do what I wanted to do, play loads of FIFA, play football. And in year 10, I remember getting 3Ds for my physics, chemistry, and biology paper. And I remember having this tutor came to me and he looked at me like I was an absolute joker. And that was when my life changed. He was a guy that I really looked up to. He was like a grandfather figure. He was like in his 70s or 80s. And he taught me the real notion of working hard and applying hard work, reaping the benefits of hard work. And that is what I've applied throughout my life since then. And I realized that if I do want to do something for my life, it's not something where your parents will tell you, your grandparents will tell you, look, you should study. It has to come from yourself. And I think that's what mainly shaped me for who I am today.
I want you to go a bit deeper.
Sure.
Tell me the struggles. Tell me what your household was like. You know, was it a loving household? Did you have a good relationship with your parents? I know personally, I have a great relationship with my family right now. But in high school, you know, I was going through the phase where I was a bratty kid, stubborn. I was probably at times, you know, I'm not very proud of this phase of my life, but I was probably a bit rude to my parents and stuff. So give me a glimpse of that and, you know, all the little things, bro. All the little things.
I think I was very lucky that my parents are very chill and I had like my parents, my whole family was together. My parents supported me in whatever I wanted to do, which is something that I've always been blessed about. And I think the only thing where potentially me and my parents like didn't get along was they wanted me to do piano and I wasn't very into piano, to be honest. But in terms of sports, in terms of fitness, they were always very supportive.
So your dad, you know, he does his own thing. He's an entrepreneur. And a lot of times you hear, you know, kids whom their fathers are entrepreneurs, you know, really doing well in their business and not having the time for their family because of that. Did you feel that your dad was there for you growing up? Or did
Yeah.
you feel there were times where, you know, maybe he could have been there for you more? Or
I think I was very lucky my parents were there for me. So yes, I think I remember calling my dad at like 5:30, 6 a.m. Oh, like what time are you coming home? When are we going to play football? Yeah, we hung out a couple of hours every night, so it wasn't like I didn't have him around my corner. And my mom was fully at home, so I had like very good support.
okay,
growing up.
if you were to describe your, let's say your high school years, so ages of like what, 13 to 17, how would you
Sure.
describe them in three
Like
words?
before my studying or before I started my study phase or after?
Just the whole thing.
If I was to describe it in 3 words, it would start off with fun, because I always like put fun as my number one priority between year 7 to year 10. The second word would be change. The change was when I had a tutor that came in to really change my perspective of life. And the last one was probably passionate. He made me realize the importance of working hard. And I think why I ultimately did well in my A levels was because I ended up being so passionate about each subject. He told me it wasn't just about learning, it was really about understanding the roots and actually just loving the process and just enjoying it. And as a result, work becomes a lot easier.
One of the many things I look up to you for is, you know, your ability to balance everything on your plate. So you're a full-time corporate lawyer, you work 12-hour days, you're also an online coach, you compete in bodybuilding, you're also a bulk ambassador, you also compete in snooker tournaments from time to time and you win as well. You're also in a relationship outside of all of this, and you're also a family man. Engaging yourself in all these things and allocating the sufficient time for all of these things, there's a different level of skill that's required. So how do you do all of that?
Ultimately, I like to see, that was my favorite quote growing up. Since you bring this growing up thing, it's in the team. It's YOLO. You only live once. And if you want to be really good at something, it's not about working 20 hours in the gym in one day. It's about small habits each day. So from first, if you want to break it down from a corporate job now, obviously that is down to my undergrad, my university life, my law professional papers, and now at work. Work probably takes the biggest chunk of my day, somewhere, depending on the day of work, between 8 a.m. till potentially 8 p.m. Let's say on a weekday, that's 12 hours a day. You got 24 hours a day, you sleep for 8, meaning you got 4 more hours. How are you going to break down this 4 hours? Firstly, my number one key priority after work would be health. 2 hours, 1.5 hours in the gym, half an hour meal prep. You have 2 more hours. The remaining 2 hours, I can spend it on creating content for Bulk, potentially coaching my clients, potentially even playing snooker. So break down your timings. Yes, everyone has the same 24 hours a day. Yes, everyone at this day and age can easily, get distracted with social media, with hanging out with friends, with XYZ, and it's fine to do those things. But if you've got a goal and you really want to hit the goal, you break it down of ensuring that there's non-negotiables each day. There's more time than you think, and most people's calendars really isn't that busy. And I can guarantee if you really take your time to plan out your day at the start of the week. So let's say every Sunday you set your goals and you plan it all out, but you stick to your schedule. Everyone can plan, but information without implementation is just noise. So if you set that out accordingly and you stick to your schedule, so I want to repeat one more time, you stick to your schedule. If you set 1.5 hours in the gym, it's 1.5 hours in the gym. You don't go 2.5, 3 hours. You don't go to the gym and then end up socializing for 3 hours. I don't, create content and end up scrolling your social media. If you can just stick to that and be as consistent as you can doing that, which is the hardest thing, implementing what you set out, you'll be able to do more things than you think you can do. Because, for example, like bodybuilding, everyone's got an 40, let's say at a bare minimum, 45 minutes a day. I set 1.5 hours because I know I can finish a workout in an hour, but it gives me that time. So setting the right amount of time is also equally as important. And weekends is like, again, you got 24 hours, 8 hours sleep, 16 hours. Dude, 16 hours. Weekends I can spend 2 hours in the gym, 2 hours meal prep. You still have 12 hours, 4 hours snooker, 8 hours. 6 hours coaching, 2 hours, 2 hours, 1 hour scripting, 1 hour content creation. Dude, so much things you can do in that time.
That's amazing, man. There's this little saying that I like that, everyone complains about having too much on their plate when initially they asked for a better life. And I think someone told me once when I was complaining about having too much on my plate, my friend just said, just get a bigger plate, right? Just get a bigger plate. You're like,
It's all about priorities, to be honest.
no, I love what
Yeah.
you said about the calendar planning right now. I believe a good way to see what someone values is to look at their calendar, because the calendar is literally an extension of your personality, right? Like what you do on a daily basis, if you to track every single one of that, like so you spend time with your family, you spend time gymming, these are going to be your values. Because as humans, we spend time doing the things, whether consciously or subconsciously, the things that we value.
Of course.
So, 2024, we're going into 2025 now.
Sure.
Couple of weeks away from 2025. Imagine your life being written in a book, and every year makes up a chapter in that book. What would be the title of this year's chapter, so 2024?
It's a good question.
Take your time.
Innovation.
Why?
And I think that's what has been the chapters in the last 5 years, to be honest. Just innovating to work more efficiently. Innovating to be a better natural bodybuilder. Innovating to be a better lawyer. What I don't like about people saying, ooh, there's a lot of ups and downs. I believe that you can see downs as ups. You gotta change your mindset. When someone comes up to me and be like, dude, how's your day? Best day of my fucking life. Yesterday's over. Stop thinking about yesterday. You never know whether you can get it tomorrow. Today is the best day of your life. Dude, we're this day and age that if you want to grab we're all here and we all have the same information. One search, you don't even need Google now. One literally Siri, ChatGPT, Apple Intelligence. One search and you have everything you need to know in your fingertips within seconds.
That's true, man. So I love football, and I remember watching this recent podcast, I think between Ferdinand Ronaldo, and Ferdinand was like, oh, so what advice do you have for the up-and-coming young youth footballers who, want to be the next Ronaldo? He was like, it's all out there. He posts all of his workout routines, his dedication. Everyone knows his story. There's literally a movie about him. Everyone knows what it takes to be Ronaldo. So he hasn't done what others can't do. He's just done what others haven't done, right?
Exactly.
And I trained legs with you yesterday, right? And bro, I fucking
Done
obliterated.
15% of the set then.
Like 15, but bro, my quads are killing me right now. And you know, I'm sure everyone in the bodybuilding world who's really serious about fitness and stuff, like they want better legs, right? It's a very overlooked muscle group of the body. And what that like training with you yesterday really gave me perspective that I know what it takes to, you know, grow legs, like grow bigger legs. Goes back to what I said earlier. So it's not doing what I can't do. It's just I just haven't done what we do on a consistent basis. And I see how hard you push yourself in the gym and just everything that you do. I guess I believe that, you know, on the days where it's hard, you know, life is always going to life, right? There's going to be like external circumstances that happen and stuff. So what keeps you going on these days? What is that why deep within that keeps you going every single day?
Again, you know, like I've coached quite a few individuals, and you know, when life's going good, there's social events like, you know, work events, family events, Christmas, and when life goes hard, then there's other events. So there's always going to be something that's going on in your life, and it's just about priorities. You can still progress when life's amazing, when life's going hard. It can be done, and those, if you go ask Ronaldo, I'm sure he has his days where some days are better than others, but there's still non-negotiables.
So what are your non-negotiables every day?
If I was to give you a 5 non-negotiable, if you want to progress in your fitness journey, I think we've talked about this a few times, but these are the 5 non-negotiable. Where most people mess up isn't the training, it's the nutrition. Number 1, have a macro plan, stick to the macro plan as long as you can. Yes, implement food out, but still track your macros. If you aren't tracking your macros, your progress will not be optimized. That's like trying to study for your LSE exam or for your exam without following the syllabus. Yes, you can be, what did you study again? Accounting and finance? Actuarial science. Yes, you can be the best actuarial science, you can Google it, but none of whatever you research online is going to be applicable to your work. Your macro is, again, tailored and applicable to you. So follow that to the bone, number 1. So meal prepping and your nutrition. Number 2, training at least 5 times a week, non-negotiable. Yes, there's going to be weeks where you're slightly ill and stuff, XYZ, and yes, you'll find a way around it, but if you're feeling good, feeling healthy, like if there's things in your life going on, but you are actually still fit, train at least. Non-negotiable 3, I would say, to lifestyle clients, but 4 to 5 would be optimal for most individuals. Number 3, recovery. Yes, I know you're busy, you're up late at night, but if you actually plan your schedule, you don't have to be taking a pre-workout at 10 p.m. in the evening or training till 3 a.m. Your sleep is equally as important, and this is more of a long-term thing. Yes, short-term, you can train. I've trained in the past late at night. Yes, you can do that, but that's also, again, as you know, down to just not planning in time, planning accordingly. Number 4, that's down to work in any aspect that you want. Is that like your actual corporate work, or is that your business? Find ways to be better. And number 5, non-negotiable, is to be as positive as you can be. No matter what life throws at you, you look at it from a positive mindset. And then I strongly believe good things will come to you.
Have you always been this positive?
Yeah. But putting that into account, I've had a lot of clients who were negative when they first came in, and they've completely changed and have this positive mindset. Not that it's an overnight thing, but over years, for sure.
Are you positive because your parents were positive growing up, or was it, you know, like where did you get your positivity from?
I guess a combination of yes, parents are positive, but I would say, you know, like just because, let's say, if you're positive doesn't mean your brother or your sister is going to be positive. I think that comes within you, and it's for you to actually want it. You know, and you want to be a more positive person as a whole, you will be. You just got to change that mindset that life's, again, too short, and that if you really want to live life the happiest you can be, for me, it's like, why do I want to live life in such a sad way, dude? I'm here to achieve my goals, to reach my goals. But if someone gives me negative vibes, I just cut that out.
I love that, bro.
Someone tries to give you negative vibes, just cut it out, man. That's just not worth your time.
Tell me about the $5, bro.
This $5 stems from energy that you can put in on a day-to-day basis, yeah? If you want to think about what you can do on your life, let's say everyone has $5. You have $1 that you spend in your health, going to the gym, etc. You have $1 that you spend in your work, in your goals. You have $1 that you spend with your family, and you have $1 that you spend with, you know, your nutrition and your health. You've got $1 more each day. use that dollar wisely. Do you want to spend that dollar to someone who's giving you negative vibes, to bring yourself down to their level and go argue with them, go fight with them? Because fair enough, sometimes when someone throws a remark, especially if it's a friend or a family member that you care about, you're there to go full blast, you want to like argue, blah, but that dollar, use it wisely so that you can bring yourself one step closer to your goal and not one step away from your goal.
Do you think you made the best use of that $1?
Not in the past, but after knowing about this, a lot more now. The most I've.
Where did you learn this from, the $5?
So this $5 was, there was an influencer on Instagram that I follow quite closely, and I was on a call with him, and he described this, and I've just implemented it straight away.
Okay, now going back, so we've done non-negotiables, we've done $5. You can tell me about your why, bro.
About my why. In terms of what, bodybuilding, in terms of law, in terms of fitness, in terms of. Give me more context on the why.
Everything in our life is intertwined, bro, interconnected.
Agreed,
Whether it's hard to separate things.
Yes.
You know, why do you wake up every day? Why are you so passionate about winning in the world of bodybuilding? Why are you passionate about giving the best to your clients and, you know, ensuring that they see the best transformations in themselves?
I think, yeah, my why, I think ever since I started bodybuilding and started improving myself and becoming the best possible version I can be yet, has given me a different view that if you're in a good shape, if your mindset is in the right place and you look good, feel good, you're way more confident, you'll achieve and you'll do a lot better things in your life. And that's something I just want to share with the people I'm coaching, with my community. And over the last 3 months, I started like a WhatsApp community chat for strategic gains. And I just genuinely love it. Let's say a newer client of mine asks a question, and I've got like 4 or 5 more, actually, like almost 10 clients has been with me for some 2+ years, a year, and they just share their knowledge and how much they're actually improving, not only from a physique standpoint, but from a positive mindset standpoint. Really makes me happy, because I love, as I told you, I love to see people win as much as I win, because I believe that if you grow together, that's the best thing you can do. You want to share. If let's say you make loads of money, like your family, they want to share it with their family, and I want to share this mindset and this love and passion for training, fitness, look good, feel good with as many people as I can do in my lifetime, and that genuinely makes me happy, and that's irreplaceable, man. Not even like money can give you that amount of happiness, because I know I'm transforming someone's life.
I want you to be a bit more vulnerable here, yeah. When's the last time you cried, bro?
Last time I cried, I don't actually remember. Potentially when my grandma passed away.
When is this?
A year 2023.
Last year.
Mid last year.
I mean, do you ever get sad?
Told you, bro.
I get it. But feelings are natural, right? And you have control over how you respond to them. But when they happen, you can't control how you want to feel. Like you can hear a news, and immediately you're gonna get a response to that thing.
But then you look at it from a bigger view.
So you're telling me the time between when you feel sad and you bounce back is instantaneous.
Within 5 minutes. Bro, if you wanna succeed in this lifestyle, you can't be affected by your emotions. Full stop. Dude, I'll be so honest, but guys in this generation is so weak.
Yeah.
Seriously, man. Dude, you think when they were fighting on the World War back in, I don't know, the early 1900s, they can fucking cry about some small thing that don't matter in your life 2 weeks later? No, man. People would go days without eating and stuff, bro, and they'd be fine. There's so much more that you should be able to handle. It's all in here. It's all in your mind. Okay, fine, you're sad today, but do you not want to look better in the future? Do you not want to grow on your social media? Clearly not enough. If you can just let this affect your whole day and not set out and stick to the schedule, that's the issue. When a bit of shit happens, that's when people can't stick, and then they fucking go into a downward spiral. Remember, you're asking me why you want to progress and how do you progress in all aspects, right? In corporate job, in work, in coaching. You have to have zero emotions to progress in the most optimal manner. Put it this way. Sure, you really look up to Stephen Bartlett.
Yeah.
Let's say he's really upset. Do you still think he still films an episode of Diary of the CEO?
Yeah.
course he does. Of course he works his ass off. There's no time to be upset if your schedule is all back to back, man. If like you can be so worried about XYZ and stuff, that's not
Okay.
what. Like it's because you're not busy enough.
Okay, I love this quote. It's
Okay.
emotions are good indicators, but they aren't good dictators, right? Which is basically goes back to what you're saying. Your emotions shouldn't dictate
Your
your
life.
actions.
Agreed.
Right?
Go on.
But the former is also true. Emotions are good indicators. When you're feeling sad, it's basically your body telling you or your mind telling you. It's like probing you to like, okay,
Yeah,
this,
but dude, you live in this world right now. You're so blessed. You're so lucky. You have a house. You live eating good food, dude. You should feel grateful. You should feel blessed that you have all this to you. People in Africa are happy. People in Africa who don't even have food are happy. What is your reason why you can be sad? You have all your basic needs. It's because you're being a sport little brat, being upset about something that really doesn't matter. A lot of things in life, information is out there, but it's so hard to implement the information. If you got someone who's there to implement every single step of the way, it'll make your life 10 times easier, and you'd be ahead of the herd. Look, breaking it down in terms of bodybuilding, yeah. Yes, information's all out there. I've worked with potentially 15 different coaches before to
How
learn
many?
every single, or maybe 10 to 15. Like, yeah. And I still learn from a lot of the top coaches. I still work very closely and learn from a few of
okay,
the ones
actually,
that
no,
I
no,
really
no.
care about.
Let me quickly interrupt you there. No, I think that's a good topic to ask a question on. There's so many online coaches out
Yeah.
there right now. What do you think makes a good online coach and a great online coach?
Okay. The best way to see how good an online coach or how great an online coach, it's not about how many clients they have at this moment or how many clients they close. It's about retention. How many clients have they got that stayed with them for years and years? That's the best indicator, I would say. When you see a client, a coach has the clients work with them and made progress along the years with this client, and if the coach essentially have loads of clients, but clients like their retention rate is up and down,
And what
it's
do
down
you
to the
what do you
quality
think
of service.
what do you think creates a high retention rate?
Very simple. Number one, quality of service to the client. You know, someone will only sign up to you if they're being value added. One. Number two, the efficiency of the service, effectiveness of efficiency. Are they seeing results? Ultimately, for an online coach, if someone comes to see you, they want to get results. Results, number one. Number two, quality of the knowledge, of everything, of the whole service. And number three is community. Those are the three things.
What's the vision, bro? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Where would you want to see yourself?
That's very personal, but I would say I don't plan so far in advance. I would say I've got some goals over the next 6 months, next 12 months, and over the last 3-4 years, it's all about just going through the basics and just nailing each month and just becoming a better individual as a whole. And I think those small progression over a period of time is what will give you big gains.
What was the biggest struggle you faced this year? And how did you overcome it?
Well, I think the biggest struggle was over the summer when I was prepping for my bodybuilding show and work was at full speed. Full speed. Like working 15 hours a day and still trying
Weekends
to
as
get
well?
in weekends as
Yeah,
well.
that's
Weekends
fucking
maybe
crazy.
like 6 to 8
That's
hours. Yeah, full steam. We were preparing for the court case in the law firm. And I was like 2 weeks out from my bodybuilding show, my first show. And I was just thinking like, you know, you have these thoughts, as you said, like, ooh, maybe I shouldn't bodybuild. Ooh, maybe like I'm not gonna be good enough. Ooh, I'm like I'm not lean enough. Ooh, I'm not sure that I'm so skinny. All these emotions go through your head, but guess what? Leave your emotions on the table, bro.
Bro, I need to learn that from you, bro.
You just get it done. And I still came third in South UK for that first show. Yes, I didn't win it, and of course I want to win it, but it's my first ever show, and there's loads of bodybuilders who competed for or trained for like 15 years. So I was actually over the moon when I got that result. And yeah, it's different when you're working a full-time job. It's so hard, bro. Like a full-time, busy job. Dude, I was essentially doing IBD hours, as you know how intense law can be, right? But it still can be done. It's all in here, bro. All in your head.
You would still, train 4 to 5 times a week, be on top of your
Yeah, potentially 4, maybe not 5. Nutrition, yes.
sleep as well.
Sleep probably took a hit. Instead of 8, maybe I had 5 or 6. Some days potentially
Okay.
even 3 or 4.
But you still made it work.
You have to, right? Of course, there's going to be times like I will prioritize recovery as much as I can. But if your boss is in the office at 7:30, you got to be there at 7:15. That's a non-negotiable for me. It's only for a month. I'm not gonna cry about it and be upset and life's so hard. I chose to prep, bro. No one's told me you need a body build. I chose that route. And I reap the benefits out of looking good, feeling good, being in my best, being the best confident like state and manner I've always been, and inspiring other individuals who are in the corporate world to compete.
I want to ask you this question. So, I remember I went for a talk once, and this guy said, "You die twice. Once is when you get buried, and the second time is when your name is said for the last time. Because even after someone passes away, their name is still said. People still talk about them. The duration or the extent to which they keep talking about them depends on the legacy that they left behind. When you leave this world, what do you want to be remembered?"
That is a very intense question. And I think it doesn't matter what I want to be known for. It's about what I actually do. And that's why I say talk is cheap. But there's nothing specific really. I just want to like change as many lives as I can and let them reap the benefits of training hard, looking good, feeling good. Those are the things where you're like, dude, like, yes, I think that's so important to like, yeah, think about and XYZ, but that's out of your control, bro. And when it's out of your control, it's not something you should worry or think about and, you know, worry about what other people think about you. Bro, that's not important, man. If I was so worried about what other people thought about me, I wouldn't be where I am today, honestly. I genuinely won't. Because I'll be so worried about what they thought about it when I posted it in social media posts, talked about fitness, I training clients and all this.
Okay, remember earlier when I told you to describe in 3 words your childhood years, you said fun, you said change, and you said passion.
Correct.
What was that turning point? Did you have a part in your life where you look in the mirror and you're like, well, I don't like who I am right now and I want to change?
I think that's a forever thing though, right? It's like you can always be better as a bodybuilder. You can always improve your physique. You can always earn more money.
It's different when you're already on the path of improvement and then when you're on the wrong path and you need to recalibrate and move on to the right path. Get what I mean?
I don't want to think that there's a wrong path. You're always in the path
No,
of
but
progression.
if like you're fucking doing drugs and drinking and like...
Yeah, but like even in the uni days, when I first started like my bodybuilding, gymming career, I was still going out drinking, but still making very good progress. You can still go out and make good progress. But right now, instead of going out, I'll have like my clients that I want to look after. I have my own training that I want to give 100% instead of 95%. I have like my work that I really want to progress in, my mindset and my health. Back then, yes, all I cared about was bodybuilding and growth. But I really cared about going out and partying and having fun. Still doable.
So what changed? Why did you stop those things or minimize them?
Just that bigger goals. And as I said, I wanted to ensure I got everything I set out that I'm doing. When you're drinking and you what? Yes, you can enjoy. The next day, you're not going to be performing as good as someone who is not drinking. And I just don't enjoy that as much as I enjoy training and stuff now.
I get you always flip a positive narrative on it. Don't know.
Look, I told you this, right? When I was a kid, I had a heart operation. I was a baby. When I came out, I turned blue.
Oh,
If I think 20, 30 more minutes of not getting oxygenated blood in my brain, I would have been Down syndrome or autistic.
Holy
Or,
shit.
no, honestly. And I don't take that in something that... I'm sure if someone had it, not to be rude or anything, 90% of the world would be like, ooh, I'm at a disadvantage. I don't go into a mindset thinking, I don't go into a bodybuilding comp doing it as a disadvantage.
what was the surgery?
So, oxygenated blood goes from your heart to your body,
Yeah.
through the arteries,
Yeah.
and deoxygenated blood from the body go back
Yeah.
to your heart by vein. But in my heart, the artery that goes around from your heart to the body just went around my heart. And around my body was just deoxygenated blood going around my body.
Oh,
so that's why my body turned blue, because it didn't have the blood that was
Fuck,
oxygenated.
so,
It's crazy.
So they had to like cut
It's called the
open.
TGA, the transposition of the great arteries. Like I had to go like I did 2, I think, heart surgeries. When I was just born. So go for
Shit.
heart checkups like every year, every few years. But I'm fine.
Right.
I don't go around saying like, ooh, I'm not gonna be able to train as hard. Ooh, I'm not gonna be able to be the best version of myself because I had this. I'm a disadvantage. And I think most people will. Just because they feel insecure and they want to make themselves feel better. But no, man, it's all there. I'm just gonna do what I want to do. I'm not gonna let this affect me. When growing up, my parents were worried that I was doing sports and stuff. But sports came natural to me. Studying and all never came natural to me. But I found out that if you work hard, what you worked hard in, you would always succeed. I naturally love football. I naturally, if you saw me when I was a kid, I would just do it, you know, like, is it keep it up? What's it called?
Yeah, keep you up, please.
I would just do keep it upbeats for 5 hours a day on my own because I loved
No
it.
way.
And that's why by the time I was like 6, I could do like 100 keep it upbeats on my own.
shit.
And then I started doing around the worlds and stuff. I loved it, and I was just doing it without anyone telling me how to do it. And then I realized, like, damn, if I put this in anything I did, I would be natural. But obviously, I love doing that a lot more than reading and doing math and doing English or blah, blah. But now you're like, dude, put that mindset into anything is actually not that hard. There's no secret in life, man. The only secret is you got to work hard and work smart.
Perfect segue. So, I remember the other day you were telling me about how a lot of people who compete at the highest level in the world
Okay.
of bodybuilding, they work hard. So, bro, at the highest level in any field, to gain a marginal advantage over your competition is going to be even harder because, bro, at that point everyone works hard already.
Yeah.
Right. It's very hard to like outwork someone.
Yeah.
Because everyone is fucking giving 100%,
Yeah.
120% every single day. But I remember you telling me you spoke to Saf, who's like the owner of MuscleWorks and stuff, and this other guy as well, and they taught you how to work smart, and that changed the game for you, like, focusing on long term. Tell me a bit about that.
Look, everyone works hard during prep, but not many work hard during the bulking gaining phase. I can guarantee you that most people don't track their macros or cook meal prep during the gaining phase. If you want to be progressing, you got to be working 24/7, and most people don't have the mindset to work 24/7. They're like, off season, off season. That's perfect time. I can eat out every day. I can eat shit. I can do what. And it's common. I mean, you have quite a few friends into fitness too, and I'm sure when they're bulking, do they actually eat clean food and eat good food and track their macros to the bone? I can wholeheartedly say, I'm pretty sure 95% of your friends, or even 99% of your friends, don't actually do it how you should be doing it during the gaining phase. Yes, they might love it and they might say they're tracking their macros, but how many track it to the bone? I mean, I'm off season, bro. I'm not competing this year. Could have been like, coming back from a 14-hour flight. I don't think I want to train today. I'll just take it the easy way.
Yeah, bro, that was crazy. You
Dude, 14-hour flight, bang.
worked on the flight as well. Came and you straight away trained
It was
together.
fun.
first
I love
session.
it. I have goals. I set
What,
it out.
what did the first week after your last? So you did a few competitions, right? This week, what did the first week look like after you finished?
It looked like every other single week of prep.
No
Just
changes.
apart from, yes, I ate
No,
out
no
once or
rewarding
twice.
yourself.
Dude, I love what I'm doing. That's the thing.
Bro, that's insane.
I love what I'm doing. I love training hard. Gives me joy.
Do you ever give yourself short-term gratification rewards? Like, if this month is a good month, I will have a good meal outside, or
Yeah, I mean, I can eat out once in a while as long as it's tracked in my macros and I do it sensibly and it's okay. I was out with my family, with my grandma, and I still eat out. Like, it's okay. I value family time a lot more now than I did a few years ago, and it's okay to do that. After my meals, yes, I wasn't just eating dry chicken breasts. I was adding a little bit of sauce that was trackable, and I still did it. But I am still 95, 99% the same as you know. You trained with me during prep. I'm the same person, bro. You trained with me during prep.
yeah.
3 weeks out from my show, I was shredded to the bone. I was like, what, 6% body fat? You saw me and you're like, dude, how the fuck do you have more energy than me? That's what you said.
yeah.
Dude, it's fine. It's all in your mind.
I love that, bro. So, tell me a bit about your competition season this year, and I'm sure the next time you go on stage, you're looking to obviously get number one. So, what did you learn from this year's season, and how do you plan on getting that first spot?
Look, I know it's quite hard. I competed for my first show in 2020. I did Pure Elite Fitness Model, amateur show. That show was like my first ever show I won. Amateur,
And it was the first show as well.
first show, amateur fitness model. I won amateur junior and I won to the pro show. I won pro junior. There was only 2 in the pro junior. Won that. Second show did Miami Pro, came second in that. Then come back after 2 years. It was definitely this year was a way better package than 2021. Yeah, taking 2 years, 3 years off, 22, 23, 2.5 years gaining and 6 months prepping. Put on way more muscle, but I was moving to the natural bodybuilding scene. I was not a fitness model. And in that process, I know it's a long-term vision. The standards are high. 2021, when I lost, that was hard when I lost. It hit me hard. And I think I was also surrounded by people who were negative, and it hit me hard. This show, like, dude, yes, I went in. Of course, I didn't enjoy coming in second or coming in third. But from the grand things of things and looking at it from a bigger perspective, number one, came second in third in South UK in natural bodybuilding, second in the whole UK DFBA novice bodybuilding. Then I came, did the British finals. The British finals, I didn't place, but I was essentially top 10 in Britain for novice natural bodybuilding. Second in seventh in the whole UK for natural bodybuilding, the novice class. And then went into pure elite, competed against all these guys on juice in the pro show. Came second in fitness model, third in classic physique. Everyone on my show was on gear. I don't go around saying, hey, everyone's on gear, it's unfair. It's an open competition. If they want to go on gear, feel free to go on gear. But I know that I've given 110% with my situation in terms of prioritizing. Well, yes, could I have slept better some weeks? Of course I could. But I had a law case that had 250 million on the line. You want to put things into perspective sometimes. You still got to get it done no matter what. And as a whole, I enjoyed my time. Honestly, I think it's been my best season. I really enjoyed this whole season of just prepping and doing it.
So how are you going to bring a better package the next time you step on stage? What's the plan?
By training more smart.
Okay. Anything you learned from this year that you're implemented this year?
By not just lifting heavy every single time.
Okay.
Number one. Number two, by be fair, a lot of my stuff is already optimized. Like I pretty much
just maintaining.
It's just doing it for a longer period of
Okay.
time. I know I can be better. I know I can improve.
Yeah.
Like it's not about doing more. It's about doing the same but doing better.
Understand that the fitness community, the fitness industry is a very supportive industry, but at the same time, you know, with any other field, when you're competing at a high level, there are going to be a lot of haters.
Correct.
Share me any personal experiences you've had with haters.
The best way to deal with a hater is be positive, be firm, but share some love. Okay?
Walk with you there.
Someone says some shit, blah blah, like, oh Shavin, why are you posting content? You're doing absolute shit. Your content isn't even great. You're not even a very successful guy. They can say all this shit. Imagine you're the one hating on me in my post right now. All I reply is, Shavin, thank you very much for your comment. Be positive. Be firm though. I think you've crossed the line. Firm. Third one, love. Have a lovely day. Done. You say that. What's the hater going to say back to you? Most people will bring themselves down to their level. Be like, oh, yeah, but like, anyways, I look better than you. Anyways, I'm more successful. Anyways, posting content. No. Whole life is like shuttered, and I'm like, oh my God, going crazy. And I don't know if you or your friends have dealt with hate before, and then they go like absolute nuts and then try to argue and try to, dude, the reason why someone is hating is because either they are upset with their life, they're insecure about life. Like, dude, if someone is going through their fitness progress right now and starting off like how you started, okay? They're really skinny, they're posting like their transformation and stuff. What would you go up and say, why are you even posting? You're not even transformed. You wouldn't, because you know how it's like and how to progress. Dude, like most people who are successful don't have the time to go around hating because they've got bigger goals. If someone has the time to do that, like there's something like that guy has issues, man, or that girl has issues. So deal it with three things, which are
Positive, firm, love.
exactly. Deal with it that way, and they've got nothing to say.
Last couple of questions, but quick ones. What I learned this year is your environment dictates your performance. Who you with the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with. So, who are those people to you, and how selective are you with the people you hang out with?
Yeah, that's a good question, man. Yeah, I've got like a few good friends that I'm super close with. That's been with me for like forever, and like I'm very careful with who I hang out with, and I think that's completely normal. And the only reason is because I have no time for time wasters. And you want people to be around you, to lift you up, to be positive, not people who will bring you down. And if someone like tries to bring me down, dude, fine, dude.
So have you ever had a friend that you were really close to, and then eventually you realized that this person was an energy vampire?
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
How did you deal with it? How did you move on from it?
I mean, there's always a few, but sometimes, like, I have nothing against people who take steroids. But sometimes you get friends who are like, dude, like, one of my best friends told me, like, I had some really good friends, and my best friend who's a doctor told me, like, dude, if you ever touch steroids, like, I'll never talk to you again, I'll kill you. And obviously sometimes you're like competing and like, you're like a little bit tempted in like your younger days. And someone said, look, I think like, let's level up together. I started taking juice, like, come join me. And I was just like, I could feel like he really wanted me to take it. And my friend was like, dude, the reason why he wants you to take it, like my doctor friend, was because he doesn't want to feel bad on his own. He wants to take, like, he wants you to just join him on it. Like, it's insecurity, right? And then ultimately I just felt uncomfortable and I was just, found a new coach and I moved on. Genuinely like 20 times happier.
So you felt like staying in that relationship wasn't benefiting you, and you weren't afraid to lose that person, even though it's a good friend of yours.
Yeah. Never look back, man. Look forward.
Okay, obviously you're still in the early stages of your career, but you have all these amazing goals that I know you're going to achieve. But what would you share for those people who are up and coming, wanting to get into the space? And
Find someone that has achieved it, number one. Find a coach that has clients who have achieved it, number two. Yeah, these are the two things, yeah? They've achieved it themselves. They've walked the walk. Number two, they've got clients that have done it before. And number three, do everything you possibly can in a healthy, efficient manner to achieve the goal. 3 Ds: discipline, determination, and dedication. Get that 3 Ds, you can achieve anything in life. And as you guys know, my favorite motto, nobody cares, work harder.
love that, bro, Brian. Anyways, thank you so much for sitting down with me. I really enjoyed our conversation. A lot more questions I want to ask you, but we'll leave that for another episode. We're training right after this. What are we training?
Delts and arms.
All right, bro. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you for having me on the first episode of Leaders Unlocked, and
Please,
I look forward to the next
please like
couple
and
of
subscribe,
episodes.
bro. Please like and subscribe, guys. All right,
Peace out.
see you guys next time.
Cheers, bro.